QST from the Denver Radio Club. Welcome to the Denver Radio Club Net being held on repeater W0TX. This is a meeting held on the air every Sunday evening at approximately 8:30 p.m. Mountain Time. Good evening, my name is Daron. My call sign is Kilo 1 Delta Bravo Charlie. I'll be your net control station transmitting from Inglewood, Colorado. If there is any emergency or priority traffic during this net, say break at any pause, and the net will be suspended until the emergency or priority traffic is completed. This net is for Denver Radio Club members and all interested radio amateurs. We're here to share information concerning any ham-related activities. Regular meetings of the Denver Radio Club are held on the third Wednesday of the month at 7 p.m. These are held online normally, W0TX.org for more information. They're also streamed and archived on youtube.com/Denver Radio Club. Our last meeting was presented by the one and only Dave Kassler. Dave Kassler, KE0OG. We were graced by him on the 15th. So if you did miss that, again, youtube.com/Denver Radio Club. He gave a great presentation on building antenna masts. Our upcoming one will be the third Wednesday of this month. Will be the 19th. That's going to be presented by Bob, WB0 Victor Golf Delta. He presents HF channel sounding. He'll introduce the concepts behind HF channel sounding, explain the equipment and techniques used, and discuss how they can be applied to better understand HF radio propagation. So whether you're an experienced FH operator or simply curious about propagation and SDR technology, you'll find this presentation both interesting and informative. We can't thank enough Ronnie K4RNY for putting out an email yesterday. So if you are a club member, you should have seen that as well. Let's see, back to the script here. Let's see, an Elmer session, which is kind of a general Q&A, kind of a hangout get-together. It's held at 6 p.m., just prior to our monthly meeting. This session addresses any amateur radio questions you might have. So whether you are new to amateur radio or interested in some new application of amateur radio, this is a session where you can get help. Also, every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m., except the third Wednesday of the month when our monthly meeting is held, there is a learning net on 145.490 and 448.625. This is another area where you can find answers for your amateur radio-related questions. Let's see, when we get to the check-in portion, if you'd like to follow along with check-ins, to see who's checked in at least, you can visit w0tx.org/check-in. It will redirect you to a spreadsheet that shows current check-ins along with basic information. As a general interest club, we provide emergency communication for the Salvation Army, the City of Wheat Ridge Police Department, the City of Lakewood Police Department, and the West Metro Fire District. We are always looking for members who would like to participate in this support. Please contact our club president if you would like to help. Our current president is Kevin Schmidt, Kilo 0, Kilo Papa Sierra. His telephone number is 303-475-9234. And more information on our club, again, w0tx.org. The Denver Radio Club also participates in the ARRL Volunteer Examiner Program. If you have a need for VE testing, our VE team is available to support you. Please contact our VE team lead, Robert Pickett. It's his call sign, Kilo 0 Romeo Alpha Papa at w0tx.org. They stand ready to support VE testing for large or small groups, including groups of 2 or more. This is the Denver Radio Club Net Whiskey 0 Tango X-Ray, and this is Kilo 1 Delta Bravo Charlie serving as net control. Are there any special announcements or bulletins for the net this evening? If so, please call now. Sorry about that. This is K1DBC Net Control. Before regular check-ins, I would like to welcome and invite any visiting radio amateurs to check into the Denver Radio Club net this evening. During this and other nets, a 100 Hz PL repeater access tone is required. So you can use either 145.490 MHz with a minus 600 kHz offset. That is interlinked with 448.625 using a minus 5 MHz offset. Also for the nets, we do interlink some of our repeaters. Our echolink repeater, for example, 449.350 MHz, and our DMR repeater, 446.7875. Those both, again, have a 5 MHz offset. Our DMR repeater is a bit on the fritz here recently, but if you can reach it, time slot number 2. But also via the talk group 310804 for DMR BrandMeister, allstarlink node 42851, and echolink node 4140. All of that said, are there any visiting radio amateurs who would like to check into the Denver Radio Club net tonight? Visiting radio amateurs, please call now. Quickly speaking about things on the fritz, our website has been going up and down today, so if you did have issues accessing our website today, we do apologize. We are looking into a more permanent solution to fix that. Out of our hands at the moment. With that, though, next I would like to welcome and invite any newly licensed or recently upgraded radio amateurs to check in. Newly licensed or recently upgraded, let me know your call sign, your name, and if you have any traffic or questions, please call now.
0TX repeater.
Next, let's see. We'll take regular check-ins then. We had a couple of check-ins online. I want to thank them. We had Rodney checking in already, and Kenny KD0CGF checking in over our YouTube live stream. If anybody's interested, again, youtube.com/Denver Radio Club. You can see behind the scenes of the net. And if you're not able to make the repeaters, you're more than happy to check in via the live chat there. With that, though, we'll start to take regular check-ins. Let me know if you have traffic when you check in, and we'll get back to you. First, radio amateurs who call suffixes begins with letters A through E, Alpha through Echo. Please call now.
Kilo Charlie 0, Charlie Zulu, Bob and Thornton.
Alpha Delta 0, Alpha Papa, Elizabeth and Aurora.
All right, Net Control would like to welcome and acknowledge the following check-ins. Over the air, we had KC0CZ Bob and AD0AP Elizabeth. Thank you both so much for checking in there. Again, pre-net, we had Kevin Schmidt, K0KPS, checking in, and as well Rodney and Kenny, KD0CGF, checking in online. Thank you all so much for checking in. We'll move down to the next portion of the alphabet then. If your call suffix begins with letters F through J, Foxtrot through Juliet, please call now.
W0 Golf Victor, Jerry, Westminster, no traffic. W0 Foxtrot, Juliet, Greg, Golden, no traffic.
Kilo Foxtrot 0, Foxtrot Papa, India, Ron and Lakewood, no traffic.
All right, this is K1 DBC Net Control. Net Control would like to welcome and acknowledge the following check-ins. W0GV, Jerry. I heard a Frank in there with a, I think a Juliet and a Victor call. I think I at least have a Kilo Charlie 0 Juliet Alpha Victor. I can't remember if that was exactly what you mentioned there. And KF0 FPI, Ron, thank you so much for checking in. Frank, if you're still there, can you confirm your call sign once more if I got that incorrect? Go right ahead.
Foxtrot Juliet. Name is Greg. Golf Radio Echo Golf. I'm in Gold.
All right, I got you that time. Somehow I got that completely wrong there. Whiskey 0 Foxtrot Juliet W0FJ Greg. Thank you so much for checking in here. All right, the next portion of the alphabet. Again, the suffix is the letter after the number in your call sign. With that, suffixes beginning with the letters K through O, Kilo through Oscar. Let me know your call sign, your name. And if you have any traffic or questions, K through O, please call now.
Kilo Echo 0 Oscar Sierra India Tom Highlands Ranch, no traffic.
All right, Net Control would like to welcome and acknowledge the following check-ins. KF0 FPI Ron, KE0 OSI Tom. Thank you also so much for checking in there. All right, fumbling up in the alphabet here. My apologies about that. Next, Papa through Tango. If your call suffix begins with the letters P through T, Papa through Tango, please check in now.
Whiskey Bravo 2, Sierra Hotel Romeo, Stanton, Denver, no traffic.
November 0 Tango Romeo Papa Jim in Lakewood.
Kilo 4 Romeo November Yankee Ronnie and Thornton with traffic.
All right, this is K1 DBC Net Control. Hold up there for just a minute. All right, Net Control would like to welcome and acknowledge the following check-ins. We had WB2 SHR Stan. We had Ed checking in via our YouTube live stream at Alpha Echo 0 Lima Tango AE0 LT. Thank you so much for checking in there. And then over the air, we also had N0TRP Jim and Ronnie K4RNY with traffic. We'll get back to you here in just a bit. All right, last but certainly not least, part of the alphabet here, uniform through Zulu. If your call suffix begins with letters U through Z, please check in now.
This is Kilo Echo 0, Yankee Kilo Victor, Bill in Lakewood.
Kilo Uniform 5 X-Ray, Denver, no traffic. Kilo Echo 0 Victor Romeo Bruce in Commerce City, no traffic.
All right, Net Control would like to welcome and acknowledge the following check-ins. We had KE0YKV Bill, Kilo Uniform 5 X-Ray, I think that was Michael in Denver, and Kilo Echo Zero Victor Romeo. Bruce, thank you so much for checking in here. Okay, we'll open it up to the whole alphabet then. We'll take all check-ins, A through Z, Alpha through Zulu, all call signs, all call suffixes. If you'd like to check into the Denver Radio Club Sunday night general net, all check-ins, A through Z, Alpha through Zulu. Please call now.
Kilowatt 0, Delta Papa Romeo, Paul and Aurora.
AF0SF Alpha Foxtrot 0 Sierra Foxtrot. Michael and Morrison, I have a comment.
All right, this is K1 DBC Net Control. I'd like to welcome and acknowledge the following check-ins. We had K0 DPR Paul and AF0SF Michael with a comment. We'll get back to you here in just a minute as well.
0TX Repeater.
All right, one more call. We'll take check-ins throughout the net maybe a couple times, but if you'd like to check in now, we're taking all check-ins, all call signs. Let me know your call sign name, and if you have any traffic or questions, please call now. Okay, nothing heard. This is K1 DBC Net Control. We'll get over to our club president, Kevin Schmidt, K0 KPS, to fill us in on club information. Kevin, the net is yours.
Thank you, Jerome, for taking the net tonight. And thank everybody for their check-ins. First of all, the Roundtable should be coming out within the next day or two. It's always got some good information. So keep your eyes out, for the email posting that it comes out. And, do take some time and take a read and see if there's anything that interests you. I also hope everybody is staying cool with the super high temperatures. As everybody knows, Colorado celebrated the 150th anniversary. I won't say much more because I see somebody's got traffic that may be able to address it. And if he doesn't, then I'll come back to you. There's a couple hamfests that are going to be coming up this month. The first one is going to be the Western Colorado Amateur Radio Club, which is in August 8th, which is in Grand Junction. It is a bit of a travel, but if you're interested in selling or buying, there is one hamfest. Next, Rocky Mountain Ham is going to have their Summer Swap Fest on the 23rd of August, which is a Sunday. It's going to be held up in Brighton at the Adams County Fairgrounds, which is a little more convenient for a lot of people to travel to since it's relatively close in the metro area up in Brighton. So the 23rd of August is the next Swap Fest that's near Denver. Also, the ARRL Rocky Mountain Convention is going to be held in Wyoming this month. It's a HamCon event, and it's the 28th of August through the 30th of August, which is in Casper, Wyoming, a bit of a drive. So if you're interested in attending the Rocky Mountain Convention, it's up in Casper. And I want to repeat, what Jerome mentioned, our repeater, the 446-7875, which is the DMR BrandMeister, is having some intermittent problems. It appears to be working on a local repeater function. However, going out to the rest of the DMR traffic in other locales has been problematic. We are trying to find the root of the problem and to make an appropriate fix. So be advised, we are trying to work on that issue, as you see. Jerome also mentioned that there's been some emails. If you're not receiving those email notifications, go to groups.io and /W0TX and sign up, and you can get those emails. That allows you to get information on events that are coming up, any cancellations, club meetings, etc. along those lines. So take advantage of the Groups.io contact that we have. You can also post information to that website. And with that, I'm going to turn it back over to Jerome, but I think Ronnie, K4RNY, may have some traffic that I was going to address, but I hate to take his thunder away. So if you want to turn it on over to Ronnie, Jerome, I'll certainly let you. This is Kevin, K0KPS, back to net.
Excellent. Thank you, Kevin, there for all the good information there. Yeah, absolutely. If anybody has any questions or comments, let us know. Get a hold of us. Plenty of ways to do so. With that, we'll throw it over to Ronnie, K4RNY, with traffic. The net is yours.
Thank you, Drone. I greatly appreciate it. You had a couple of things. We had a POTA activation for Colorado's 150th. We had a great turnout. We had a couple of people coming in that was not new to POTA, and we were able to sit down with them and spend some time with them. We also had one gentleman who came in with the cutest dogs and his daughter to just saw the antennas and wanted to have a chat with us. So we had a pretty good turnout. Bands were iffy, but we had a lot of fun. Also, I have been starting to send out some just emails to the group about the upcoming events for this meeting coming up, and it ended up in my junk mail. So if you didn't get it on Saturday, double check your junk mail to make sure you unblock me, and just make sure you're getting the notices. K4RNY. Thanks, Jerome.
All right, sounds good. This is K1 at DBC Net Control. Thanks again there, Ronnie, K4RNY. Great to hear about the good turnout there, about the Parks on the Air event, and hopefully we'll be able to put another a certificate up on our POTA site and have that on there. So that's great to hear. And yeah, just as a reminder, most club official emails will be coming through from MailChimp. If those are going to people's spam folders, let us know. But they are official emails from MailChimp using either a call sign, Ronnie's call sign, or others. But yeah, just in case anybody has issues with that, let us know. But hopefully there shouldn't be too many things. I did hear something else, though. I don't know if someone was trying to check in or something. But if anybody else had anything on that, go right ahead.
This is a comment from K0KPS.
Yeah, Kevin, KPS, go right ahead.
Yeah, I do want to thank Ronnie, K4RNY, for setting up the POTA activation. It does take a lot of volunteers, at times to put, these events together. So if you see them, certainly acknowledge their efforts in, volunteering, to put these events on. So with that, thanks, Ronnie, and I'll turn it back to net, K0KPS.
Yeah, great reminder there. Yeah, there are no magical event fairies. Things don't just happen on their own. There's a lot of effort put into a lot of the different events going on throughout the year from our club. So yeah, we can't thank everyone enough, and a lot of times it's very much a thankless job and thankless effort. But yeah, if you do ever meet them in person, anybody who helps put things on, yeah, definitely don't hesitate to shake their hand or thank them. And yeah, it takes a bit of effort to put these things on, so we can't thank everyone enough for helping out there. This is K1 DBC Net Control. We did also have Michael, AF0SF, with traffic. Michael, AF0SF, the net is yours.
K1 DBC AF0SF. You caught me with food in my mouth, Jerome. I just wanted to comment that many of the clubs I participate with around the country have Discord sites, as does DRC, but DRC doesn't have a VC channel, and many of them do. The ones that I participate with have regular users that you become familiar with in DMR. I speak to many DMR users on a daily basis around the country, mates and friends and things like that. So we migrate into the Discord video chat after the nets, and it's a great way to eyeball in the traditional way with radio. It really bridges the gap. It's kind of a quantum leap in radio, so I just wanted to point that out, and if anybody knows the operator of the Discord server, maybe they can add the video chat option for us too. That's net. K1DBC AF0SN.
Oh, great comment there. Yeah, not a problem. Thank you so much for bringing that up. Yeah, it's been kind of hit and miss with social media with our club a little bit. What gets used, what doesn't. I mean, we do have we have a Twitter, we have a Facebook. We do again have Discord, as he mentioned there, W0TX.org/Discord. Doesn't get often used, but it was quite used a couple of years ago, but it has slightly died out. But yeah, we'll see what we can do to add a video chat element to that to enable that. So yeah, if anybody's interested, again, if you're on Discord, we do have an official Denver Radio Club Discord. So yeah, we'll try to get that a little bit more active. This is K1 DBC. Let's see, as always, volunteer effort on that. WR7F, Whiskey Romeo 7 Fox, Ryan Frederick, you'll have heard him on our Sunday nets. He also helps out with our tech committee as well. He's kind of spearheading, moderating that as well. So if anybody's interested in helping become a moderator on Discord or any of other social media, let us know. Ryan can certainly use some help with the Discord effort as well. So again, if anyone has comments or questions on our club or anything else we've brought up here so far, please call in. All right, this is K1 DBC Net Control. I didn't see anybody else indicate that they had any traffic or questions. Let's see here. Anyone else at the moment, though? Comments, questions, check-ins, please call in. All right, this is K1 DBC Net Control. Again, as always, as mentioned, volunteer effort. Brennan Pate, Alpha Delta Zero, Uniform Zulu, has been putting together our Roundtable newsletter for quite a few years now, and he could certainly use some help. I think he is looking to maybe step down from that role, but he has thankfully been able to help us out for as long as he has. If anybody is interested in helping to put together our PDF Roundtable newsletter, we are moving over to some new Microsoft products for that. I think moving away from Microsoft Publisher, kind of an old school process. But if anybody's interested in helping out with that, get a hold of him. Roundtable at W0TX.org.
Conditions clear. Temperature 89 degrees.
All right, this is K1 DBC Net Control. Yeah, I love how it's 89 degrees at 9 p.m. That's nuts. Can't wait enough for the winter months. Hopefully it is not going to be super mild. I'm certainly looking for a bit of a cold weather. This 100-degree weather is just a bit much. This is K1 at DBC Net Control. Anyone else, though? Comments, questions, check-ins, please call now. Let's see, this is K1 at DBC Net Control. I'll see if I have anything else. Otherwise, we might start to wrap the net up. Again, as always, we'll play either the amateur radio AR Newsline report or the ARRL report after the net. We'll give it a couple of minutes. So if anybody's interested in hanging out for a couple of minutes, the repeaters will be available for regular use for a few minutes after the net. And then for about 10 to 15 minutes, we'll play about 10 to 15 minutes worth of that recent episodes of those. This is K1 at DBC Net Control. I didn't see, again, anyone else indicate they had comments or questions or anything at the moment. But anyone else? Comments, questions for the check-ins? Please call now. Let's see, quickly back on the DMR side of things. DMR BrandMeister repeater. It's a Motorola XPR 8400, pardon me. If anybody has experience, we should have hopefully all the right cabling. I'm not too sure if we have all the right software to do so to program the motor turbo repeater. It has been quite a long time. I logged into the entitlements page on the Motorola Solutions page. We don't have availability to download any CPS software, but if anybody does have experience with Motorola XPR 8400, we'd love to get in contact. Hopefully something can be done remotely, but if we do need to take a trip out to the Centennial Cone site where that is at, that is maybe what we'll have to do. But yeah, up and down, the repeater has been going up and down quite a bit here recently, more than normal. Let's see, another reminder, 6 meter net, invitational net, 6 meters, 10 a.m. on Sundays. That repeater also has been having some issues. I didn't check in this morning, so I'm not too sure. Hopefully that net went off without an issue, but our 6 meter repeater also might be having some issues here recently. Might be due to the weather, who knows, but we will see. With that, though, I don't have much else. We'll throw it out to the group one final time. Any other last-minute comments, questions, check-ins, please call now.
Sir TV.
Yeah, Jerry, W0GV, go right ahead.
Yeah, John, the 6 meter repeater's working fine. Any issues we had is internet issues, so it worked fine today. W0GV.
Perfect. Thank you for the report on there, W0GV. Glad to hear. I know Clay was wondering about that as well. This is K1 DBC Net Control. Glad to hear that has been resolved. Anyone else? This will be the final opportunity. Last minute comments, questions, check-ins. Go right ahead. Okay, nothing heard. We'll start to shut the net down here. Again, the repeater will be available for regular use for a few minutes here, just in case anybody does want to use this repeater here. And after a few minutes, once the net is ended, we'll start to play the amateur radio Newsline recent episode. This is K1 DBC. ARRL audio news, rather, this week. We can just go back and forth. With that, though, this is the Denver Radio Club Net W0TX, and this is K1 DBC, your net control station. I guess back to the script here. Does anybody have any other further comments, questions, information, or business for the net? Please call now.
0TX repeater.
And late check-ins. Are there any other late check-ins for this evening's net, just for the count? Late check-ins, please call now. All right. This should be covered in the ARRL audio news, at least some upcoming events here. But let me see here. Upcoming contests can be found at contestcalendar.com or arrl.org/contest calendar. Two other reminders. The High Noon meets daily at 12 p.m. on 7.240 megahertz. And the Salvation Army Saturnet meets at 1500 Zulu, 9 a.m. Mountain Daylight Time, Monday through Saturday on 14.265 megahertz. More information on our club repeaters, if you'd like, W0TX.org/repeaters. Your support of the Denver Radio Club is greatly appreciated. If you'd like to participate in any of the many club activities, please contact our club president, Kevin Schmidt, K0KPS. I'd like to thank everyone for checking into the Denver Radio Club net tonight. Your support is greatly appreciated. We hope you all have a great week. 7-3. Tonight we had a total of 19 check-ins. Really do appreciate that. The Denver Radio Club W0TX net is now closed at 9:07 Mountain Time, and the repeater is available for regular use for the next couple of minutes. Again, next couple of minutes, and then after that we'll play the ARRL audio news, which should last about 10 to 15 minutes. And then the repeaters will be available for permanent regular use after that. This is K1DBC, your net control station.
Signal check, please.
Sorry, this is K1DBC. I think someone was asking for a radio check. Was that correct?
Roger, roger. This is K0SI. Could I get a radio check, please?
Sound and clear there. This is K1 at DBC. I think that was K0OSI, I think. Readability, strength, and tone. Let's see. Perfectly readable 5 strength, extremely strong there. So 5x9 it sounds like there. This is K1 at DBC.
Roger, roger. Thank you, Duran. K0SI, over.
This is K1DBC. Again, the ARRL audio news will play in about a minute here. This is K1DBC. This is K1DBC. The ARRL audio news will play in about 10 seconds here.
node 51622.
This is ARRL Audio News, your weekly summary of news highlights from the world of amateur radio. I'm John Ross, K8IDJ, and this is the ARRL Audio News for Friday, July 31st, 2026. The ARRL Board of Directors met in Windsor, Connecticut for its second meeting on Friday, July 17th, 2026. A member bulletin was emailed to all ARRL members, including these highlights. The Herbert V. Ackerberg Award for Outstanding Service to Emergency Communications was established, recognizing exceptional dedication by ARES groups or individuals to providing emergency communication services and significant contributions to helping their fellow citizens during times of crisis. To encourage greater participation by affiliated clubs, the ARRL Club Commission Program, a new guideline membership form will be created to allow new and renewing members to select participating clubs to receive credit for their ARRL membership. The board approved a proposal calling for the CEO to survey members in the Southeastern and Delta divisions to gauge support for moving the Alabama section into the Delta division. Members of the Alabama section will receive their survey invitation by postal mail to ensure broad participation. The board also approved revisions to the ARRL Amateur Radio Legal Defense and Assistance Committee guidelines, including increasing funding limits to better reflect current legal costs while continuing to support this important member benefit. ARRL DAC has provided legal assistance to multiple amateurs in the nature of research and legal brief opinions written by counsel, up and to including direct financial support to fund legal costs in select situations. The board also authorized headquarters staff to work with the Mount Diablo Amateur Radio Club of California to host the ARRL National Convention in conjunction with Pacificon in October of 2028. Pacificon annually hosts the ARRL Pacific Division Convention in San Ramon, California. You can read all of the meeting highlights in the member bulletin. The complete minutes of the 2026 second meeting of the ARRL Board of Directors will be available soon on the ARRL website. On July 21st, 2026, ARRL Main Section Manager Phil Duggan, N1EP, announced that he was retiring and retooling. So after almost a month, how's that retooling going? Well, I'm trying to shed some, but not all, of my ham radio responsibilities, he told the ARRL letter. It helps to make way for new leadership and new ideas. Duggan said his time now is filled with many visits from family working on computer programming, traveling, and trying new radios. He served as ARRL Main Section Manager from December 2021 through June 2026. Would there be a retry after the retooling is completed? Well, I might give it another try, he said, and I wouldn't rule it out, he added too. For 30 years, Duggan has served as a club president, County ARES Emergency Coordinator, Main Section Emergency Coordinator, and Net Control Station for NTS and ARES Nets. Duggan has also influenced and supported Main YLs. As Maine's ARRL Section Manager, Phil officially established an Assistant Section Manager position to promote and support Maine's YLs and women interested in amateur radio, said Joan Hildreth, W1DLC, Director of the Women's Radio Operators of Maine. Phil has been available to the Women Radio Operators of Maine group and has supported the women's newly created Facebook page. As a veteran, he retired from the U.S. Navy in 1996 as a Chief Petty Officer, after which he began to pursue his longtime interest in amateur radio and electronics. And special thanks to Marion Mason, W1GRL, for information contained in this story. A silent key to report this week, John E. Portune, W6NBC of Santa Maria, California, passed away on July 6, 2026. He was 88 years old. Portune, a prolific author and antenna designer, was a longtime member of ARRL and contributed to QST and On the Air magazine. He won the QST Cover Plaque Award several times and in recent years had become the primary contributor to the Project Build feature on the Air magazine, sometimes on his own, sometimes with his writing partner Jim Bailey, W6OEK. Portune was a member of the Satellite Amateur Radio Club, W6AB, in California. We will miss John dearly, said Club President Roy Duggar, AD6R. From the regular breakfast gatherings with fellow hams to his monthly projects and presentations on anything from antenna systems to steam calliopes, he brought us along for his continual journey of learning and joy of sharing. The club, thank you, Jim, W6OEK, continues to support his website to pursue his legacy at www.w6nbc.com. Platoon is survived by his wife, Rebecca Humes, K6OEB, and 3 children and 12 grandchildren. The 2026 National Scout Jamboree is underway at the Summit Vector Reserve in West Virginia until July 31st. At this event, held every 4 years, scouts from across the country gather for high-adventure activities, skill-building community, and amateur radio. During the Jamboree, licensed scouts are actively using demonstration station K2BSA. The station is operating on local VHF and UHF frequencies and on-site repeaters in both FM and digital modes. The K2BSA nightly net is at 1900 on the 2-meter FM repeater, and all of the frequencies and additional information can be found online at 2026 National Scout Jamboree. Amateur radio operators will be busy in August chasing QSOs from lighthouses near and far. The U.S. National Lighthouse Day, unofficially held on August 7th, is celebrated to honor the historic and cultural significance of lighthouses across the United States. This year, the event will be August 8th through 9th, 2026. International Lighthouse Weekend, ILLW, is normally held on the third full weekend in August and will be held August 15th and 16th. And in Britain, the Association of Lighthouse Keepers, ALK, conducts International Lighthouse Heritage Weekend on the same weekend as the ILLW does in August. And there is a list of frequencies that you can monitor all of the Lighthouse contact events. That's available to you at ARRL.org. And during August, QSOs could sound like cats and dogs. An international group of operators from Latvia, the United Kingdom, the United States, Netherlands, India, and Germany will be on the air throughout the month in a mutual celebration of International Cat Day and International Dog Day. Officially, International Dog Day is the U.S. National Dog Day, and that's August 26th every year. International Cat Day is August 8th. The combined special event stations will be active August 1st through the 31st, 2026, to call attention to the needs of abandoned, abused, and homeless pets around the world. And in the United States, a team of operators will be on the air as K0DOG, operating throughout the country at different times. And cat stations will be calling as well, CQ, DL0CAT, and B4CAT, and DA0CAT-T. All operations will be on the HF bands using CW and single sidebands. 2 websites with additional information are dogdayradio.org and catdayradio.org. You can find more information at those websites. Here's a club update and reminder. In an effort to maintain updated ARRL-affiliated club records, we are urging radio clubs to complete the required annual affiliated club review now. The annual review requires nothing more than reviewing club information such as club email addresses and contact information. Clubs should also test their listed email to ensure it is accurate and working. We often hear from prospective members, and particularly new hams, who cite instances of inaccurate club information. Clubs that do not complete an annual review will be moved to an inactive status. Information on how to complete your club update is found at www.arrl.club/club-update, and clubs requiring additional assistance can email clubs@arrl.org. ARRL extends our thanks to so many radio clubs who have gone the extra mile during this ARRL Year of the Club. Bruce Page, KK5DO, is here now with this week's AMSAT report. Bruce?
Thanks, John. The Amateur Radio Newsline Young Ham of the Year Award program is co-sponsored by Amateur Radio Newsline, along with Yazoo USA, CQ Publishing, Heil Sound Limited, and Radio Ways. The award was created in 1986 by amateur radio newsline founder Bill Pasternak, W0TX. This year's winner for Young Ham of the Year award goes to Karsten Glassbrenner, KQ4SJM. Karsten is 14 years old and has been a ham for 3 years. He currently holds a general glass license and is the son of AMSAP President Drew Glassbrenner, KO4MA. Karsten was quite surprised when he learned that he had been selected as this year's recipient. Karsten said he was pretty nervous making his first satellite contact as he had not yet mastered aiming the antenna. Now he's a regular ham app making satellite contacts and has built a CubeSat sim to demonstrate how satellites work. Karsten has been a speaker at Hamcation and the Dayton Hamvention. He started the Students on the Air Days on satellite. He will receive his award at the Huntsville Hamfest on Saturday, August 22nd. This is Bruce Page, KK5DO. Back to you, John.
And thanks, Bruce, for that report. Just ahead in radio sport this week on August 1st, the European HF Championship, that's CW and phone. August 1st and 2nd, the North America QSO Party, that's CW. August 1st and 2nd as well, the ARRL 222 megahertz and up distance contest, that's CW phone and digital. And remember to visit the ARRL contest calendar for more events and information. Upcoming ARRL conventions and major events on August 1st, the ARRL Maine State Convention, that's in Augusta, Maine. August 7th and 8th, it's the Shreveport-Bossier Hamfest hosting the ARRL Delta Division Convention, that's in Shreveport, Louisiana. And don't forget to search the ARRL Hamfest and Convention database to find your more events in your area.
W0TX Repeater.
Following America 250 W1AW portable activations begins at 0007 on Wednesdays and ends at 2359 Zulu on Tuesdays. That's 7 days total for each activation. And here are the current activations. July 29th, Minnesota, W1AW/0 with the host AE0BC. Also on July 29th, Wyoming, W1AW/7, the host there, WY7AA. August 5th, Iowa, W1AW/0 with the host WB0GAG. August 5th as well, New Jersey, W1AW/2, NP4H is the host there. And August 5th, Louisiana, W1AW/5 with the host N5YS. See the complete schedule at www.arrl.org/America250-WAS. And finally this week, thanks to the Crescent City Amateur Radio Group in New Orleans, Louisiana, for airing the ARRL audio news on their repeaters. 7-3.
And that concludes ARRL Audio News for this week. Our thanks to all contributors to this week's report. ARRL Audio News is produced by the American Radio Relay League, the National Association for Amateur Radio. For more information on amateur radio or the ARRL, visit us on the web at arrl.org. You can also find us on Facebook and Twitter by searching for ARRL. If you have a question or comment about ARRL Audio News, email us at audionews@arrl.org. This program is copyright ARRL, all rights reserved. 73, and thanks for listening.